Hello, how are you? This is Ching. Today, September 19th, 2020, and I'm in Connecticut, so it's kind of going into the fall. We have foliage here, so it's a nice season change. So we're gonna go right into no more series, right? We just did no more pain in the neck. How you're gonna strengthen the neck muscles so become right strong, and so you will prevent the pain, right? So you have to have a strength. So no more weakness, and no more pain, and no more weakness. So no more weakness is supported by the strengthening of all different places. So we can go throughout the no more pain and no more weakness throughout the whole body. So now the most important thing is really to understand the posture. If you have a good posture, you know where your head should be. Every part of your body, your neutral head, right? Neutral scapula, neutral ribcage, neutral pelvis, neutral knee, and your feet. And then throughout the day, right? You will prevent, even you do exercise. If I'm playing golf, I know where the rotation comes from. We're going to talk about all that little by little. So what causes the pain and weakness is two things. Aren't you happy? We're talking about just two, not three, not five. Just two things. I'll call it prolonged position. That's mean you stay there for a long time. You're riding for 10 miles because we're always thinking more is better, but you forgot your position for a long time and you're doing what? Prolonged position first, repetitive movement. So repetitive is what most of sports, you swing. My arm does all the thing, forwards, backward hands, whatever. And the golf, constant turning the same direction. I joke with my client that play the golfers. I say, I want to see you play the other way. Now you bounce, right? Sports is not wellness per se for the body, but it is wellness for the mind because it's fun, okay? But put it all together, so you have the cause. Some of us sit too long, even driving, right? If you drive all day, that right leg does a lot of work, left leg doesn't. So there's not a lot of good balance in there. So bring back to balance. So how are you gonna take care, right? We call the antidote of all this stuff is neutral position, and movement. So the movement can stretch you, movement can strengthen you. So today we're going to talk about strengthening. So I'm going to sit down now, so it's a little easier because we're still going to talk about the neck muscle. So recap a little bit from last week. The movement, right, from the cervical vertebrae, which is your neck, all the movement come from the very first, second cervical vertebrae. What are they, right? What's the terminology? If you nod your head, you stretch the backside neck, that's called flexion. Okay, then extension is to stretch the front. Remember, you have to lean forward to open it up, right? I think you have a week to practice. I hope you practice more than once or twice, right? To get used to that terminology movement. Now start neutral head. We have also laterally flex. So turn bending side to side. The last, another basic movement is the rotation. So you're gonna feel that very first, second cervical vertebrae very freely and rotate you. But if you have a full head, you do that, you actually cause harm, and then the good result. So very important posture. That's why the purposeful movement, the program I have in the playlist, the very first thing is posture, okay? So you have a neutral head. And guess what? We have more of it. Was that 7 movement, remember? So now we're going to stretch the corner, right? The SCM and the scalene. So remember that? We're going to lean forward and see I'm stretching that. So that's the oblique portion of your neck. Now we're going to do posterior obliques, and we're going down ear to your thigh and ear to your thigh. I'm just recap a little bit, but if you say, oh my God, I never learned that, you can go back to last week, okay? The title is called No More Pain in the Neck. Okay, don't be pain in the neck, right? So here we go. And the very last one is the levator scapula stretch. It's the muscle connected scapula to your neck that does this. So simply say, in my book to heal, to love, one body, one life, right? The book is gonna hopefully keep my finger. I'm still working the last part of it next year, early next year. So what happened is I call it the curious chin and helping shoulder. Yes, see that? That's how we grow old. If you don't have awareness, this is how we grow old. If you want to exercise, the first thing you must know is the proper posture. Going from there, I can flex my hip clearly with the first responder. I can flex my head, my thoracic spine, my waistline. See how many parts you have? Get to know the body first before you take them flying, right? So we say you gotta crawl to walk and to run, and we forgot all about that foundation. So back to foundation. So today we're gonna strengthen them. So since those movements is the same, no matter what position you are, you just don't want to be prolonged. You don't want to be texting or computer, right? All day. I know some you have to. I know I'm writing a book too. It's like, oh my God, bring the computer in. And every half hour, I will stretch my neck. I get up, walk around a little bit, and wiggle it out. Right? So you want to bring the movement back into so you can recover, you can balance off that prolonged position. But too many exercise, it has both prolonged position and what? Repetitive movement, right? We're going crazy. We're running, but we forgot where the head should be. We bike, you forgot your head's there. But it's always more. 10 miles, 5 miles. We're looking at that. We're going to talk about the rest of the body too. So all about posture and the proper movement to recover. Okay. So now we're going to talk about strength, so physics comes in. When we do stretching, we did a lot of the upright, right? I lean forward to stretch the front to what? So you don't compromise the joint. And now I'm doing the exactly same movement. I'm going to show you two ways, one sitting, one standing. So sitting, it's easy. And the whole thing is if you start pay attention where your neck is, you're stretching them because if I move, see, this side is flexion, right? So my right side of the neck, the side muscle is contract and I stretch opposite. So don't forget that principle. With one action, they equal opposite reaction. So you already strengthen one side, you open the other side. We're gonna go even deeper. But if you like this for 5 hours, not good. You better stretch out those muscles overly used in the prolonged position. Make sense? Or overly used, right? In the golf, you can see putt, oh look, come back, and look, come back. 18 holes, right? On the green. If you can get to the green. So here we go. So we're gonna change the physics a little bit. So if I'm up here and rotate, I can feel this is kind of like opening the joint and will wake up the muscles. We do the same thing except the physics change. See, I'm sitting in the front of the chair, don't sit in the back. So I can use my first responder very easy. You can see I'm flexed from my hip, okay? And elbows down. Breathing is so important. So you can see my head in line. I'm not doing this. That's the biking, right? I'm going to bring my chin in. So I still have a neutral head. See? Neutral head. When I bend, I bring everything with me. I bring my neutral rib cage, neutral pelvis, right? Neutral scapula, neutral head, everything. So I know exactly where I need to be flexed. And you will too. Okay, so from here, I will look to the floor. So I drop my head down. So already I'm stretching the back. Hollow tummy, exhale, pursely blow it out. I lift up. So since your head weighs 12 to 15 pounds, so I'm strengthening the back side of the neck. I'm lifting the weight. The natural weight we have, you have, we all have, thank God. But we all have a head. So here we go, and up. So I'm strengthening because I'm stretched out when I look down. See, now it's balanced. I'm stretching, I'm strengthening. Nod your head first, you're stretching. Scapula stay home. Don't let your scapula comes, right? That's too nosy. And return to neutral. Okay, now I'm going to rotate my head. all the way. So I'm going to feel my ears toward the ceiling now. I'm going to use my eye, keep looking up. That will give me a little more. Keep that shoulder back. Can you see that? I'm not rotate the body. I'm not rotate the thoracic. So I'm going to isolate just the neck. And we check. Exhale again, contract. So you feel this SCM here, upper trap. Rotate you to the left side. Keep it looking up. Can you see where my head is? Not there. In line with the rest of the spine. Inhale, you look down. Exhale, hollow your tummy, you rotate. So again, we'll use the natural weight of your head. You don't need to put weight on your head. It's like, that's just overly, right? Overly thinking. Inhale, exhale, rotate. I keep my shoulder down. Again, the movement is from the very first, second cervical vertebrae. Inhale again, hollow your tummy and rotate. I'm going to show you the wrong way, okay? So here's your forward head. You head neutral. Exhale again, don't lift your head. And rotate. You can come back to relax a little bit. So remember, neutral head rotate. If you're going forward, same thing. So if I'm holding the weights here, this is, right? Open the range of motion. Open the muscles, right? Get the muscle to move. If I hold that weight down a little bit, heavier now. Okay? So now I'm strengthening. That's how simple it is, if you think about it. And the yoga you're doing and Pilates, I love Pilates, the floor exercise, right? All the floor exercise, when you have to flex up, you have to, right? Strengthen. You saw me to teach Pilates too. Anytime you're using the upper arrow to lift your head up, you actually strengthen your neck too, because it is following. So you're not using the neck to do the core exercise, right? Strengthen the core muscle. So there are a lot of things you can pay attention, neutral head, you'll be fine. If I'm rotate right way. I'm not rotate with the forward head. So what the answer will be, get rid of the forward head, because it doesn't look right, right? It's designed to be right here. It didn't design to be there. Okay, so I say we're gonna do the same thing, standing. So we're gonna pretend I'm gonna bend my knee so I can lean forward from here. I'm gonna go like this. Can you see if I go like this, that's the forward head. All wrong, right? It's all about physics. It's a science, right? It's a physics. It's all this you think about. Engage your abdomen. You open your leg a little wide and then your shoulder. I turn sideways so you can see better. I engage my abdomen, bend my knee, and put my hand right here, the flexor. So I know I am bending from the right place. I'm not bending from the wrong place. Can you see that? That made me look old. So guess what? I get an extra bonus. I'm strengthening my back too. Thoracic and the lumbar don't lock, okay? Don't go into, if you're hypermobile joint, you're gonna go right to the lumbar. So what's going to help you? First responder. It's what we call the first responder. So your mind says, hey, first responder, come help. Engage your abdominal. Okay, same movement. I'm gonna drop my head down. So I'm stretching the back side of my neck. See, my scalp is not moving. Exhale, hollow tummy, you lift your head up. Look up to the ceiling, or to the beautiful sky. Inhale. And exhale. So all these are easy to do, right? At work, anywhere, at home. While you're walking, stop and moving the head a little bit. And inhale. I'm just gonna do one more. Hollow your tummy to protect the lower back. And you can stand up, relax a little bit. So that's one, okay? That's already getting built, upper trap, all this stuff. You strengthen the backside and neck. When you drop your head, you stretch it out. So you what? You got the balance. Now here we go, shoulders down. We're gonna rotate your head again. So this is in the Qigong, this movement I learned from my mentor, Dr. Yang. Dr. Yang Jimmy. It's a really fun name. We'll call it Na Tuo Tan Hai. Na Tuo is a Buddha's name. His job, right? There's many Buddha. His job is chasing the devil. So devil say, I'm hiding way up in the cloud. You can't see me. And then he dove right in the water, so deep in the deep, deep ocean. You can't see me. Na Tuo is Buddha. He's very powerful. So he says, your shoulder down. You kind of stick your head out a little bit so your neck is so long, that's mean you create space here, okay? So you're gonna rotate your head. Now towards says, hey, I can see you. Keep hiding. And so playing the game. Oh, I can see you way down in the water. So you're gonna lengthen your neck. Exhale again, rotate the other side. I still can see you behind the cloud. And I can see you in the deep, deep ocean. And I can see you still. Keep that shoulder back. And inhale. And exhale. So you do want to use your eye to increase stretch, open the shoulder, don't let it go, okay? So there's a lot of awareness. Guess what? The best part on this is close your eye. When you close your eye, all right, so you can feel more. Here you go. So that's going deeper. So, right, one of my clients says, my wife gets really mad at me because every time I talk to her, I had to close my eye a little bit and then talk to her. I say, no, you tell her you're sincerely thinking what she's asking, because that's when, remember, we always say, wait a second, let me think about it. You know you will close your eyes, say, let me think about it, because you want to take your vision out, too much disruption. I'm going to go into my mind and draw out my wisdom, my knowledge. So close your eye, you will feel more. You feel the body, so you're looking inside. So we call it the mind's eye, right? Shoulder down, close your eye, inhale, same movement. Exhale, somehow you feel like you can rotate your head forever. Inhale, because you don't have the outside disturbing you. So your mind so, right? So beautiful in going deeper and deeper and deeper. Inhale. Exhale, so feeling is the believing. Right? The TCM, traditional Chinese medicine, and the and also Tai Chi Chuan, which says feeling, right? When you exercise, close your eye a little bit. It's believing because there's so much truth into it. Exhale without a disturbance. And return, come back. And we always say seeing is believing, but seeing with the mind is so much deeper. Okay, so that's a simple, very simple way to strengthen your neck. If you're not lying down, right, and pretend I'm lying down, I down my head, I use the upper arrow to flex up. So this muscle, the back muscle, is getting strength. It's pushing your head up, but the initiation is actually here. So when you exercise too, right, there's starting roll, there's supporting roll. So we call it initiator and supporting muscle. So it's all come down to educating yourself, have better awareness, and when you exercise, things all gets, right, wonderful benefit. And when you play sports, you don't want to come back, oh, I'm so sore. You say, but I know what to do. I will be better, so tomorrow I can run again because, right, we're going to talk about feet too, going down. So to do it right, not having pain in the neck, in your shoulder, in your ribcage, in your tummy, in your lower back, in the hip socket, your knee, your ankle, is what? Go to the neutral position, 5 checkpoint, finding them, first responder. The first responder have to step in. That no matter what you do, you prepare, right? And we're gonna also show you the qigong. It's always this. As soon as you drop out, the lower back gets really tight. You can try it, right? Just standing here. If I'm here, I'm support my weight beautifully on the 3 points of height. As soon as I go slouching, you feel so heavy, right? So the muscle doesn't have the job to support that structure anymore. Just to use the muscles support that 5 checkpoint neutral, right? Proper posture, you strengthen the muscle. So right here, with the muscles out of job, and they're not really happy. No one like to hang around doing nothing. I know, sometimes, for a little bit. Doing nothing is not the best thing. Sometimes so busy, you feel like that's really good. But if you do that for a couple of minutes or half a day, you go, I'm bored. Okay, so learning well and practice well. 5 checkpoint. Breathing, find your first responder. That's the 2 most important basic fundamental we forgot. Use them. So do everything, cooking, playing the violin, right? Prolonged position, repetitive, repetitive. Okay, I'm done. I'm going to stretch my neck. I'm going to stretch my hands so I can play again tomorrow, because I don't want to grow and say, I'm a violin player. Does it make sense? I'm sorry, I'm not trying to make fun of you. I want to make you feel better. Okay? So thank you so much, and take good care. And I keep working on my book. It's really fun to do this. And hopefully it all came out in the right time. Even not, it's okay. It will come hopefully early next year. Thank you. And come to take workshop. I'm changing the workshop schedule until next January. And I'm going to send it to my web designer so he can insert to it. But thank you so much for watching and with your paying attention. Take good care.